Now, let's move away from Nigeria and its Senate. Let's go to Liberia now, where its presidential election is on track for a runoff after nearly complete provisional results show President George Weah and opposition leader Joseph Boakai neck and neck below the threshold needed to avoid a second round. Now, following the October 10th general election and results announced by the NEC, Weah holds a slim lead with 43.79% of the vote, while Boakai has 43.49%, according to tallied results from 98.4% of the polling places.
Let's now bring in Professor Adam Kyne. He's a human rights activist and he'll be joining us to expand this conversation further. Good morning, Prof, and thank you very much for joining us. Prof, would like to please ask that you unmute your device as we go ahead with the conversation. I want you to share with us what the current position is. We hear that there might be a runoff regarding the elections because of the very close numbers between the two leading contenders. The two leading contenders, of course, being Boakai and George Weah. So what is the current position?
Are you hearing me?
Yes, we can. Please go ahead.
Yeah, so what we are seeing at the moment is that there is an infinitesimal margin relative to winning the election. The margin is 0.3%. None of the political parties was able to reach even 45%. And winning election in Liberia will require a candidate to reach 51%. 50 plus 1% will be the winner. But here we see that the CDC is at 43.79% and UP is at 43.49%, which is just 0.3% different. And so nobody was even able to reach 45%, not even 45%. So they are set up now to engage in a runoff that will take place in November. There were other factors that may have played out into this. I think one of the factors that played out was the fact that there were a lot of invalid votes. We have over 150 something thousand invalid votes that may have contributed to this this number. And not only that, but I think that this was a very tough competition between the incumbent and the opposition. And we are hoping that the second round might change this experience. There's another factor. There's a new political leader by the name of Appleton, who nobody knew in Liberia, but out of a sudden became to really take a lot of numbers that may have changed the factors. So we're hoping that second round with these two political parties in the race, that we will be able to have these elections done with.
All right, let's also talk about what this means, and what this says rather about the approval rating of George Weah as the president. He's completed the first term, trying to go for another term, and it's almost, the margin is so little. It almost is saying that not very many people are excited about him. Almost 50% of the voters don't want him. So what does this say, about his performance as president?
Well, I think from my analysis, the country is totally divided with that amount of number because, like I said, it's infinitesimal, just 0.3%. So there is a great divide within the country. Most of the area that George Weah won, the region that he won was the southeastern region, 6 counties with a good margin. But the rest of the country, the largest counties, he could not win those counties. So it just tells the division within the election and where he stands. Most of the counties that voted for him are part of his his tribal region. The southeastern region is almost like a tribal region that that voted for him. So we have Nimba, which is the largest. He did not win in Nimba. We look at Lofa. He did not win in Lofa. So it just tells that where he was performing well is just the region that he's tribally affiliated with. So if he doesn't do well next election, there's a possibility that he might not win. But so far, I think the Liberian people have spoken that this is what you've done. I mean, your level of work could not give you another second chance. So I don't know what it's going to be like for the second round. So we are hoping and pray. I'm sure that they are praying to win this election, but it just tells us that the government was at a very halfway on what they really did during their presidency. So that's what I can say for my analysis, but it was more regional vote that he got. The region that he's from really did well to push him up, and it was like a huge margin from his region of originality.
And what would you say were some of the positive takeaways from this election, and what were some of the things that maybe were the negatives in this election? So, for example, would you say that it was a relatively peaceful election? Would you say that more people participated? So, in your analysis, what would you say were the highs and the lows of this election?
The election commission they would need to work on pronouncing the election result. Liberia is just a very small country compared to Africa, Nigeria, and they were able to get their results within 2 days. And Liberia took almost, the days are still counting. We haven't even pronounced the final result yet. It's taken almost 8 to 9 days to pronounce just 2 million results. So that needs to be worked on. There were a lot of speculation that the delay may have created some level of foul play. There are other political parties that are speaking out. There is one political party that think they were cheated. Even the UP think that the delay was in favor of the government. So even District 8 representative can't have to be recounted because there was a foul play. So there were a lot of other things that could have raised tension and that need to be avoided during the second round. I hope there wouldn't be delay. I think they should be able to bring out the result within a given time. But during the election, again, there was calm in the country. Yesterday, the ruling party went for a pre-celebration, hoping that they would have won, and that was curtailed by the joint security, that they shouldn't get in the street. If they want to do any celebration, it should be done within the confinement of their party headquarters. And so that was contained. There were a lot of press conferences that were given while the results were being given. There were a lot of mistakes, not a lot, but slight mistakes during the pronouncement, like percentage why not being pronounced, or making mistake in the numbers or what have you. So I think all of those need to be corrected during the second election because we don't want to create tension for other people. So I think those were just a slight observation during these elections. And I'm hoping that the second round, that those far to reach areas, that there will be some form of mechanism put in place so that those places that voted the day after the election should have access to their material so that they can vote ahead of time, so that we don't create speculations or any form of doubt that will compromise the elections.
Well, all right. Well, we hope that of course, like you said, the peace is maintained. Joseph Boakai, of course, is still very hopeful that he could win it. We'll see how it turns out. Olive?
Yes, absolutely. And I'm saying that if this runoff gives the Liberia National Electoral Commission another opportunity to get it right in the areas that they got it wrong the first time. Thank you so much, Professor, for joining us this morning.
Thank you, too.
All right. This has been Breakfast Central. It's been quite an interesting conversation. Some people have said that Nigeria has a lot to learn from Liberia, even in this instance, that,
I don't know.
Just different reactions. So, for example, they will talk about giving priority to essential workers, priority voting to essential workers, having pictures and logos, not just like party logo or party name, having even the pictures of the candidates on the voters card. So it enables, because some people are not as exposed to know what party logo. So, this is the face of the person I know, and then they can apply their fingerprint or whatever.
I agree, but I don't think it is things that we need to learn. I think Nigeria knows what to do. They just choose to not do it. That's it. So it's not you need to learn how to do the process. We know. The laws have been put in place. The Electoral Act is right there. The judiciary is right. Everything, that should make a seamless electoral process is right there. We just don't do it.